Stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Mr. Clerk, can we have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Prince?
Here.
Councilmember McIrvin?
Here.
Councilmember Rivera?
Here.
Councilmember Albertson?
Here.
Councilmember Vaughn? Member Perez?
Here.
Roll call, Madam Mayor, all present.
Thank you. Next up is the administrative report. Mr. Van Bailey.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Good evening, everyone. Construction work for the WashDOT I-405 Renton to Bellevue widening and express toll lanes project will happen the weekend of August 18th through the 21st from 10 p.m. Friday to 5 a.m. Monday. All northbound and southbound lanes on I-405 will be closed. They will be closed between Sunset Boulevard Northeast and Coal Creek Parkway. For the most up-to-date information, please visit the WashDOT blog and search for summer closures. Information about preventative street maintenance, traffic impact projects, and road closures happening this week can be found at rentonwad.gov/traffic. All projects are weather permitting unless otherwise noted. Streets will always remain open. That is it, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Next up is audience comments. We have 2 people signed up. I will be calling you in the order that you have signed up. Please step forward to the podium and state your name, city of residence at the top, and the topic that you are here to discuss. Each speaker will have 3 minutes to provide comments. The timer is there next to the clerk. When you see that the yellow light is flashing, please begin to wrap up your comments. Thank you. The first person I have signed up is Eric Eckstein. Eckstein? Yes.
Really? Thank you for hosting me tonight, members of the council. I'm here to speak on a matter that is related to the South Renton neighborhood, the one just outside the window here. I moved into the South Renton neighborhood about 4.5 years ago, largely based upon the success that I had seen in the city of Renton in executing upon its master plan. I had the choice of many places to live. I chose to set down roots in South Renton because the council has supported this community very well. It's not the highest earning community, but we work hard and we have the support of the council in helping to make it better. One of the main items of support that the City Council has provided in this master plan has been a connection that would allow South Renton to be connected to the bike trails in the areas and vicinities and beyond with a safe ride or a safe path that not only experienced cyclists like me could ride, but perhaps people like my children could ride as well. And I wouldn't have to worry about them getting whacked by cars. However, it's come to my attention that this plan is being challenged by some interest groups within the city, and for good reasons, of course. I'd like to offer a potential counterpoint so that a good compromise can perhaps be achieved. The challenge with this has to do with the loss of parking, which is legitimate. However, in order to ascertain what a good compromise would look like, I would recommend that we consider perhaps the inverse case. Instead of starting with a parking lot and questioning whether this parking lot should be replaced with a connector route or some sort of benefit to the community. What if we already had the benefit to the community and we were asking ourselves, should we tear that up and replace it with a parking lot? The answer would probably be no. However, it would still be understandable that you would want to still provide some parking spaces for businesses and organizations in the area. So with that in mind, I would propose that we try to come to some compromise solution that still allows some parking spaces, the parking spaces that are necessary, but does not completely shut out the possibility of a connector route. Keith Woolley and the city and his team have actually worked on plans that would allow something like this. The trick effectively comes down to diagonal parking. Diagonal parking makes more effective use of the city road space. It does not have that dead asphalt zone that you see in the middle of the straight-in parking lot. And through the increased efficiency of parking that the diagonal parking allows, I believe there is space for a safe cycling route and retain most of the parking for our friends in the VFW. That's all I have to say for today. Thank you very much for offering to let me speak here.
Thank you. The next person signed up is Diane Dobson.
Good evening. I'm Diane Dobson. I am here today on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce. I'm the current CEO of the Renton Chamber of Commerce. Was not planning on coming tonight, but following up to the Committee of the Whole meeting and today that I watched and have some questions on public process. During the Committee of the Whole, it was mentioned how concerns were not brought forward on event space. And I come forward today to ask for some clarifications on that, because throughout this entire process, multiple entities and organizations have come forward, from the Renton Downtown Partnership, the Piazza Committee, the Chamber of Commerce, as well as small business owners, nonprofits, and stakeholders from the downtown core. Multiple times the event space was brought up as a concern, even to the point that we suggested we were going to be gentrifying our events in Renton. And so to hear that reported out tonight from city staff, to hear it confirmed by council, I'm a little concerned on how we as consumers or public can be better communicating with the city and or council, that the words that we're speaking and the messages that we're delivering are being heard, because there were multiple council meetings when we were told, hey, you're going to be, excuse me, we were advised as council, as city staff, to bring these stakeholders forward to the table in discussions, yet we still have not been communicated with. There's a number of items from the Civic Core Design Plan that we on the business community see as would have been great successes over the last 2 to 3 years as our existing businesses are struggling through COVID. Alleyways activated, parklets brought out, things that our downtown businesses needed to sustain as we watched those businesses close their doors and the city support wasn't there the way they needed. We had grants we had to fight for. We have the quick win short-term goals that were overlooked while this pavilion project was prioritized. For me at the chamber, that's a problem. That is sending a really negative messages to the businesses that we currently have, the businesses that fought to sustain during COVID and wanted that support. You go out to Enumclaw, you see the thousands of people on their streets for their events. As they closed their alleyways, they activated parklets, they brought in events. The council, you earmarked, $250,000 to be utilized in the downtown core for events that would generate foot traffic to the downtown core. I ask, what's happened to that money? Where's that money been allocated? Because it's not in the downtown core where it was intended, where you all asked for it. So if somebody could reach out to me and we could have a conversation on how we can better communicate with the council, how we can better communicate with city staff, so that way we're receiving and transmitting the same messages, would be greatly appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next on the agenda is the consent agenda. We have 6 items. Does anybody have an item that they would like to remove for specific consideration?
Madam Mayor,
Council Pro Tem, President Pro Tem Prince.
seeing none, I move we adopt the consent agenda as published.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Prince and seconded by Councilmember McKerven that the consent agenda be adopted as published. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you. Next, we have unfinished business. Council President Pro Tem Prince,
No unfinished business, Madam Mayor.
Councilmember McKerven,
No unfinished business, Madam Mayor.
Councilmember Rivera.
Yes, Madam Mayor. The Community Services Committee has one committee report.
Hey, Community Services Committee report. This is regarding an appointment to the Equity Commission. The Community Services Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve the appointment of Gabriel Jones to the Equity Commission in the youth position for a term expiring December 31st, 2025. This is signed by the committee chair and members.
Madam Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember Rivera.
motion that we adopt the committee report as read. Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Rivera and seconded by Councilmember Vaughn that the Community Services Committee report be adopted as read, approved as read. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Okay, motion carries. Thank you. And next up, we have Councilmember Albertson.
No unfinished business, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Vaughn.
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. The Public Safety Committee has one report to present.
Public Safety Committee report. This is regarding an agreement with the FBI for a joint terrorism task force. The Public Safety Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve the memorandum of understanding between the Federal Bureau of Investigations, their Joint Terrorism Task Force, JTTF, and the Renton Police Department for the purpose of information sharing and offering local assistance to federal investigations within or having a nexus to the city of Renton. This is signed by the committee chair and members.
Madam Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember Vaughn.
I move that the Public Safety Committee report be adopted as read.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Vaughn and seconded by Councilmember Prince that the Public Safety Committee report be adopted. Is there any discussion? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you. Councilmember Perez.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The Finance Committee has 9 committee reports to present.
First one is regarding vouchers and claims. The Finance Committee approves the following payments. Accounts payable, total payment of $36,080,658.92 for a number of vouchers, payroll benefit withholding vouchers, and 5 wire transfers. 2 is payroll, a total payment of $3,962,448 for payroll vouchers, including 1,541 direct deposits and 56 checks. This is the June 16th through June 30th and the July 1st through July 15th pay periods. Kidder Matthew vouchers totaling $62,083.51, and municipal court vouchers totaling $7,797.92. This is signed by the committee chair and members.
Madam Mayor,
Councilmember Perez.
I move that the council concur with the Finance Committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember Perez and seconded by Councilmember Albertson that the committee report be approved as read. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries.
The next report is regarding an agreement with Family Fresh for the Downtown Business District Clean Initiative. The Finance Committee concurs with the staff recommendation to authorize the mayor and city clerk to enter into an agreement with Fresh Family LLC Trucking, which is doing business as Fresh Family, in the amount of $216,000 to provide cleaning services for the Renton Downtown Business District. This too is signed by the committee chair and members.
Madam Mayor,
Councilmember Perez.
I move that the council concur with the Finance Committee report.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Perez and seconded by Councilmember Albertson that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. Is there any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries.
The next report is regarding fee waivers. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve requested fee waivers totaling $2,760 for temporary open space rental, use, and application fees. This is signed by the committee chair and members.
Madam Mayor,
Councilmember Perez.
I move that the council concur with the Finance Committee report.
Second.
It has been moved by Councilmember Perez and seconded by Councilmember Albertson that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries.
The next report is regarding the 2023 Summer Meals Program in King County. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to authorize the mayor and city clerk to execute the United Way of King County grantee agency funding contract from June 1st, 2023 to August 31st, 2023, contract number 15980 from United Way of King County, and allocate $9,500 in grant award to support the 2023 Summer Meals Program in King County. This too is signed by the committee chair and members.
Madam Mayor,
Councilmember Perez.
I move that the council concur with the Finance Committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember Perez and seconded by Councilmember Albertson that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? The ayes have it. Thank you.
All right, the next report is regarding Amendment Number 2 to Contract 22216 with King County Community Development for the CDBG, which is Community Development Block Grant Funds, which are allocated to the Streetscapes Improvement Project Phase 2 and revision to the CDBG funding contingency plan. So the Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve Amendment Number 2 to Contract 22216 King County Community Development Joint Agreement, City Contract 2021-2022 for Community Development Block Grant Funds allocated to the Streetscapes Improvement Project Phase 2 and authorize the mayor and city clerk to execute the amendment. The committee further recommends authorization of an additional budget appropriation of $664,646 from the 2022 and 2023 CDBG funds and approval of the proposed revision to the 2022 CDBG funding contingency plan. This too is signed by the committee chair and members.
Madam Mayor,
Councilmember Perez.
I move that the council concur with Finance Committee committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember Perez and seconded by Councilmember Albertson that the council concur with the Finance Committee committee report. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you.
All right, the next report is regarding the bid award for the Downtown Core Streetscape Phase 2 Williams Avenue South construction contract, which is our number 23-241. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to award the construction contract for the Downtown Core Streetscape Phase 2 Williams Avenue South project, contract 23-241, to the lowest responsive and responsible bidder, Active Construction, in the amount of $1,109,109 and authorize an additional budget appropriation in the amount of the $664,646 offset by the additional CDBG revenues of the same amount, which when coupled with the previously authorized budget will cover the outstanding project costs, including the construction contract. This too is signed by the committee chair and members.
Madam Mayor,
Councilmember Perez.
I move that the council concur with the Finance Committee committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember Perez and seconded by Councilmember Albertson that the council concur with the Finance Committee committee report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you.
All right, the next report is regarding the hiring of a communication and engagement manager at Step E of the salary scale. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to authorize the administration to compensate candidate for the position of Police Communications and Engagement Manager, Megan Black, at Step E of salary grade M30 upon hire date. This is signed by the committee chair and members.
Madam Mayor,
Councilmember Perez.
I move that the council concur with the Finance Committee committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember Perez and seconded by Councilmember Albertson that the council concur with the Finance Committee committee report. Is there any discussion? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Okay, motion carries.
All right, the next report is regarding an agreement for civil forfeiture of real property. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to authorize the mayor or designee to negotiate and execute all necessary agreements to acquire and sell the property at 15908 Southeast 175th Street in Renton, 98058, as part of a settlement of the city's civil drug forfeiture claim to the property and authorize necessary funds be spent in furtherance of the acquisition and sale of the property. This too is signed by the committee chair and members.
Madam Mayor,
Councilmember Perez.
I move that the council concur with the Finance Committee committee report.
Second.
It has been moved by Councilmember Perez and seconded by Councilmember Albertson that the council concur with the Finance Committee committee report. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor say aye.
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 Anybody opposed? Motion carries.
All right, the final report from the Finance Committee is regarding a grant from the Edward Byrne Fiscal Year 2023 Justice Assistance Grant. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to authorize the mayor to sign the Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant Program Fiscal Year 2023 Memorandum of Understanding in order to accept $35,106 in grant funds to assist police operations. This too is signed by the committee chair and members.
Madam Mayor,
Councilmember Perez.
I move that the council concur with the finance committee reports.
Second.
It has been moved by Councilmember Perez and seconded by Councilmember Albertson that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition, say no. Motion carries. Okay, we are on to legislation. We have two ordinances for second and final reading. Mr. Clerk, please begin.
Okay, so the first ordinance is regarding the establishment of a transportation benefit district. First reading was last week on August 7th. An ordinance of the City of Renton, Washington, establishing a transportation benefit district within the corporate city limits, providing for transportation improvements within the district, adopting a new Chapter 27 Renton Municipal Code Title 5 Finance and Business Regulation Transportation Benefit District, and providing for severability and establishing an effective date.
Madam Mayor,
Councilmember McKerven.
I move the ordinance be adopted as read.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember McKerven and seconded by Councilmember Perez that the ordinance be adopted as read. This requires a roll call.
Councilmember O'Halloran.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Member Prince.
Aye.
Councilmember McIrvin.
Aye.
Councilmember Rivera.
Aye.
Councilmember Albertson.
Aye.
Councilmember Vaughn.
Aye.
Councilmember Perez.
Aye.
All right. Roll call, Madam Mayor. All ayes.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So the next ordinance is regarding the North 30th Street Comprehensive Plan Amendment and Rezone. An ordinance of the City of Renton, Washington, amending the city's comprehensive plan land use map and the zoning map of the Renton Municipal Code by applying the residential high-density land use designation and applying the commercial neighborhood zoning district to 3 parcels adjacent to North 30th Street, providing for severability and establishing an effective date.
Madam Mayor,
Councilmember Prince.
I move that the ordinance be adopted as read.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember Prince and seconded by Councilmember McKerven that the ordinance be adopted as read.
I'll try to get it right this time. Mayor Pro Tem O'Halloran.
Aye.
Council President Pro Tem Prince.
Aye.
Councilmember McIrvin.
Aye.
Councilmember Rivera.
Aye.
Councilmember Albertson.
Aye.
Councilmember Vaughn.
Aye.
And Councilmember Perez.
Aye.
Roll call, Madam Mayor. All ayes.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is new business. And we'll start with Council President Pro Tem Prince.
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor. On Monday, August 21st, 2023, we have a council holiday, so we have no meetings. On August 28th, Monday, it's a 5th Monday, so we also have no meetings. September 4th, Labor Day holiday, so no meetings. And then the Planning and Development Committee will be meeting on Monday, September 11th, 2023 at 6 p.m. in the council conference room and by video conference. We have 3 items on the agenda. Docket 18, Group C update. D 229, eating and drinking and other food-related land uses. And docket D 330, sports arenas, auditoriums, and exhibition halls. Comprehensive plan update, emerging issues in CED. Our committee of the whole meeting that night is canceled. And at 7 p.m., we will be meeting as a full council in the council conference, in the council chambers and by video conference. That's all, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember McIrvin.
No new business, Madam Mayor.
Councilmember Rivera.
Yes, Madam Mayor, the Community Services Committee will be meeting on Monday, September 11th at 4 p.m. to give a severe weather shelter update.
Councilmember Albertson.
No new business, Madam Mayor.
Councilmember Vaughn.
No new business, Madam Mayor.
Councilmember Perez.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. On Monday, September 11, 2023 at 4:45, the Finance Committee will meet on the Council Conference Room and also via video conference. There are 5 items on the agenda. 1, amendment to interlocal agreement to support regional economic development. 2, agreement with Washington State Administrative Office of the Courts for the Therapeutic Courts Interagency Agreement. 3, amendment with Graham Baba Architects to provide full design services for Pavilion Market project, 4 vouchers, and 5 emerging issues in finance. Thank you.
Okay. We have no other items on the agenda tonight. What is the wish of the council?
Move adjourn.
Second.
It's been moved by President Pro Tem Prince that we adjourn, and it's been seconded by Councilmember McGurven.
I thought that I've been getting notices in the neighborhood about the alleyway.
I'm sorry, sir, but this meeting is adjourned.
Yeah,
Well, it said that it was going to be discussed tonight with the council,
no, it's
with the letters that we got.
September 11th is the public hearing.
Pardon me?
The public hearing is on September 11th for the alleyway.
Or do I have the wrong date?
I believe so, sir.
I'm sorry.
No problem.
Works. With this meeting.
It's all good. It's all good.
Glad you spoke up.
Right.
You never know.
Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you.